God bless you, everyone, and thank you for connecting with us today. I wanted to share a quick message about the presence of God and having a face-to-face encounter with His presence. So this is important, and I want to see what happened with Moses. And let me start saying this. You know that every man of God in the Bible, every woman of God in the Bible, knew God by different ways or means. For example, Abraham knew God through sacrifice. Moses knew God face to face. Jesus, as man, not as God, but as man, knew his Father through prayer. And how do I know God? I know God through prayer. Prayer has been a way that God has used for me to know Him and for me to be face to face with Him. When we go into the Bible talks about how Moses had an encounter with the burning bush fire and how his life was totally transformed, empowered him to go into Pharaoh and set the people of Israel free. So, when we talk about the presence of God, the word presence is the Hebrew word, which is panim. Everybody knows that. You can go to the dictionary and you will see the word presence is the word panim. And panim means face. So it is the will of God for you to have a face-to-face encounter with His presence. And number one. Number two, it's part of His agenda, it's part of His will. He wants you to get closer to Him and have that encounter. Face-to-face. When I'm talking about face-to-face, I'm talking about heart-to-heart. Face-to-face. You become one with God in that encounter. Why with His presence? Because His presence is the place of transformation. I am in the presence of God every day. So I am being transformed every day by that presence. Things that I said to myself, God, I didn't know that and I've changed that. How did I change? Well, it was when I was in the presence. Because the Bible says we are being transformed from glory to glory. And somebody said, but it says glory. The glory is the manifested presence of God. So in that place of transformation, only in that face-to-face with the presence of God, your life will be transformed and changed. And this is the time where we see the restoration of the presence. I remember 2 years ago, 2021, the Lord said to me, I want you to restore. One of your assignments in the end time is to restore my presence. So that's what I've been doing. I've been seeing the presence and the glory of God manifested on the earth, manifested every country I go, every city that I come, even in our local church here in Miami. So we have seen the presence of God. And if you want that presence, it is possible. If you want to have face encounter with God, it is possible. So today, I encourage you to seek His presence. As a matter of fact, Psalms 27, 4 and 5, the Bible says, David crying out to God, he said, Lord, give me an encounter. I want an encounter with the presence. He said, one thing I demanded, and it's to be in your presence, to be in your house where your presence is. So there's a quest for the presence. There's a passion for the presence. I want to release on your life. If you say, I'm tired of religion, I want the presence. If you have the presence, that means God is with you. The presence is the highest approval that a man can have. If you don't have the presence, you don't have God's approval, because the presence is God Himself. So if you today you're saying, I want to cultivate that relationship with God to be face to face. My latest book, Cultivating an Intimate Relationship with God. This is the book that will tell you about the different levels of intimacy, the different levels of fellowship with God. and how to enter in the highest level, which is intimacy. Most of the believers, they come to church, but that's it. They never experience that face-to-face encounter. As a matter of fact, one of the topics in our CAP will be a face-to-face encounter, a total transformation, a radical transformation on the heart. Because Jesus is coming for a bride that is pure, transformed, and glorious. So if you're watching today, I encourage you to get this book, Cultivating an Intimate Relationship with God. What are the steps to know God? What are the steps to have a strong relationship? Because intimacy, relationship, and your intimacy level is what requires for you to go in the rapture. If you see the 5 virgins, 5 this day did not have intimacy with Jesus. He said, I never knew you. And then, however, you see the other ones that left, they would have intimacy with the Lord. So I want you to get it. If you can get it in Amazon, you can get it in any bookstore, and it's going to change and transform your life. More than anything else, you will know God intimately. If you want to learn more about topics or any other topic, I want you to subscribe to my channel and share this message with your friends and friends. So I love you very much. Be blessed, be empowered, and I encourage you to seek His presence. Be blessed.
Cut. Is it that?